Trump said he asked me to resign. Never a member ever. Of course he knew about the girls as he asked Ghislaine to stop. To stop what? Just like Epstein, to leave us hanging. Let's get into it. What a week. Hey, do you guys remember last week? And how fun it was? Remember how Democrats won big on election night? And then we all lived out at CrookedCon? And we were riding high? Alas, we can flip that days since Democrats were huge pussies sign back to zero. That's right, a group of 8 Democratic senators struck a deal with Republicans to end the government shutdown this week without extending Obamacare subsidies as Democrats had demanded. Unbelievable. It's like they didn't even see Barack Obama's surprise appearance at CrookedCon. Other Democrats were furious about the agreement, with many calling for a shakeup at Senate leadership. But could another Senate leader do this, said Chuck Schumer, revealing that he somehow does the Wordle with pen and paper. And the senators who caved didn't make the best argument for their decision. Here's Maine Independent and guy who looks like he's named Angus King, on Monday.
In terms of standing up to Donald Trump, the shutdown actually gave him more power, Exhibit A being what he's done with SNAP and SNAP benefits across the country. So standing up to Donald Trump didn't work. It actually gave him more power.
Hey, man, shut the fuck up. There's 100 ways you could defend that vote without saying we tried too hard. Standing up to Trump gives him more power. He's not powered by hopes and dreams. He's a fascist, not Santa's sleigh. But it's also unclear how continuing the shutdown would have led to a better outcome. And the truth is, the best and easiest politics is to rail against the Democrats who caved to Trump and decry their lack of a fight, but doing it in a world where the government is open. Like how the best position for me to be in is to say, damn, I was really looking forward to our hike in a world where it is raining. And I am already downloading Hades 2. There are many ways in which Chuck Schumer has been a weak leader and a weak communicator, but that doesn't mean a different leader would have produced a different result. After all, we achieved our #1 goal, which was to fuck up all the flights at JFK. I don't think that's right. No, the shutdown focused the country's attention on healthcare and affordability, and Trump is finally feeling the heat. Trump put it best himself.
So I don't want to hear about the affordability because right now we're much less.
Oh, you don't want to hear about affordability? I don't want to hear about YouTube title SEO, but these are the careers we've chosen. Here's Laura Ingraham, of all people, pressing Trump on this.
Is this a voter perception issue of the economy, or is there more that needs to be done by Republicans on Capitol Hill, or done in terms of policy?
More than anything else, it's a con job by the Democrats.
So are you saying that voters are misperceiving how they feel, or?
So when I took over, you remember?
Because you said Biden did that too, because he was saying things were great, but things weren't great.
Oh my God, sorry, continued Ingraham, reaching for a glass of water. That felt like a hiccup, but the sound that it made was journalism. I'm so sorry. My apologies, Mr. President. Man, a week ago, he's like, I'm president for life. A week later, Laura Ingraham's like, are you too much like Joe Biden? CNN even played Trump and Biden side by side.
People saying they're anxious about the economy. Why are they saying that?
I don't know that they are saying. I think polls are fake. We have the greatest economy we've ever had.
Look at the Michigan survey. For 65% of American people think they're in good shape economically. They think the nation's not in good shape, but they're personally in good shape. The polling data has been wrong all along.
Post-Obama, the country wanted old, defensive, white male cranks, and we're just getting it out of our system. And I was thinking about this. If we go Obama, Trump, Biden, Trump, Obama, it will be nicely symmetrical, like how it went James I, Charles I, interregnum, Charles II, James II in England. Are you not laughing because you don't know about England? Are you not laughing because you're here to see Henry Winkler? In a panic, Trump has been tossing out half-baked ideas. Over the weekend, he suggested sending $2,000 tariff rebate checks to all but the wealthiest Americans and using the rest of the revenue to pay down the debt. Sounds nice, except the new tariffs have generated about $117 billion in revenue. To give half the country $2,000 would cost several times that. Tariff rebates aren't like 90,000 square foot ballrooms. They don't just pay for themselves. Treasury Secretary and gay traitor Scott Bessent was asked about this idea on Sunday, and he was clearly caught off guard.
The $2,000 dividend could come in lots of forms, in lots of ways, George. It could be just the tax decreases that we are seeing on the president's agenda.
It could be a check you receive, or it could be nothing. Another option is nothing. But Trump's instinct here isn't wrong. He promised that tariffs would magically make life better, but all they've done is driven up costs and fucked with people's livelihoods. We learned this week that the Trump administration is considering a 107% tariff on Italian pasta. As if Andrew Cuomo's November wasn't bad enough. Italian pasta makers are pleading with the administration to reverse course, saying stuff like, "Mamma mia, 107%, that's a spicy meatball." And "It's me, Mario, telling my wife where to find the life insurance policy while sobbing." This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. As we head into the holidays, this season isn't for everyone, and it's important to stay connected. We're healthier when we have a community and when we have support. BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully licensed in the U.S. BetterHelp does the initial matching work for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. A short questionnaire helps identify your needs and preferences, and their 12-plus years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate means they typically get it right the first time. If you aren't happy with your match, switch to a different therapist at any time from our tailored recs. With over 30,000 therapists. BetterHelp is one of the world's largest online therapy platforms, having served over 5 million people globally, and it works. With an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 for a live session based on over 1.7 million client reviews, therapy can really help. Everybody needs it. I remember, and especially in the holidays, I remember one time I was talking to my therapist during the holidays, and she described it as her busy season, which is why she's always kind of around during the holidays. It's not like when the therapists don't take vacation then.
No.
A lot of them don't anyway. This month, don't wait to reach out. Whether you're checking in on a friend or reaching out to a therapist yourself, BetterHelp can make it easier to take that first step. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/loveit. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/loveit. Love It or Leave It is brought to you by Laundry Sauce. The holidays are in full swing, celebrations, gatherings, cozy nights in, and all the chaos that comes with the season. One thing that doesn't take a break, laundry. Whether you're hosting family, heading out for parties, or just trying to keep up with the holiday rush, one thing's for sure, laundry doesn't quit. Enter the Laundry Sauce Signature and Essential Packages, your secret weapon for making laundry feel just as festive as the rest of the season. From fresh and vibrant to warm and indulgent, these packages deliver the complete experience. Premium detergent pods, scent boosters, dryer sheets, and more, all designed to infuse your laundry with high-end fragrance, fight stains, and make every load feel effortlessly elevated. Tommy, do you like to make every load feel effortlessly elevated?
I do.
And this season, it gets even better with Himalayan Cashmere, their first ever hypoallergenic fragrance created to be gentle on even the most sensitive skin. A soft blend of airy florals, sweet pear, and warm amber wraps you in an instant comfort, while creamy sandalwood and Himalayan musk brings a sense of cozy sophistication, like slipping into the perfect cashmere sweater by the fire. With a subscription, you'll never run out. You can get any Laundry Sauce package delivered on your schedule with flexible options and exclusive perks. You will be so happy. Load after load after load after load, Tommy. No heavy bottles, no emergency trips, just everything you need exactly when you need it. Smell amazing. Stay stocked and make this holiday season your best smelling one yet. We love Laundry Sauce. Great sense. Great product. This holiday season, turn your routine into a ritual with Laundry Sauce. During our Black Friday, Cyber Monday signature sale, you'll save up to 40%, get $75 in free gifts and free shipping at laundrysauce.com/loveit. It's the perfect time to treat yourself or gift the world's most luxurious detergent to someone you love. That's laundrysauce.com/loveit.
Epstein alert. Epstein alert. Epstein alert.
All right, folks, we got an Epstein alert. Stay in your seats. It either means he's escaped his paddock, or or Epstein's back in the news. Yes, as the shutdown came to a close and Democrats returned to their natural state, complaining about how Democrats never have a message, in part because Democrats prefer talking about how Democrats never have a message instead of actually having one, the House Oversight Committee made public for the first time a massive trove of Jeffrey Epstein emails, and I hope he's dead, because if not, I think he'd die of embarrassment. So many typos. There are 23,000 pages worth of correspondence, including emails between Epstein and his pimp girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, and one email to reporter Michael Wolff that said plainly Trump, quote, knew about the girls. Epstein's other emails, mostly rejections from the New Yorker Shouts and Murmurs section. It turns out that's actually why he killed himself, which is kind of sad. In one 2011 email to Maxwell, Epstein wrote, I want you to realize that the dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Victim spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned. This is the main way that Trump is different from my dog. Replied Maxwell, I have been thinking about that. And replied Atlantic editor-in-chief Jeffrey Goldberg, I'm sorry, why am I on this? In January of 2019, in an email to Wolff, Epstein weighed in on the rumor that Trump kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago, saying, Trump said he asked me to resign, never a member ever. Of course he knew about the girls, as he asked Ghislaine to stop. To stop what? Just like Epstein, to leave us hanging. In response to a 2018 email from a New York Times reporter, Epstein said Trump feels alone and is nuts. I told everyone from day one, evil beyond belief mad, and most thought I was speaking metaphorically. It's obvious he could crack. Stormy Daniels, lies after lies after lies. It's like I'm always saying, if only America had listened to Jeffrey Epstein. In one damning email, Epstein implies that he'll be spending time with Trump over the Thanksgiving holiday. Was this before Epstein's plea agreement in 2008? Was this before Trump claimed he had a falling out with Epstein? Was this before Epstein had apparently stole Virginia Giuffre, who worked at Mar-a-Lago? No. According to this email, Epstein implies he was going to see Trump over Thanksgiving in 2017 while Trump was president of the United States. You can't pardon the turkeys, then have Thanksgiving with a pedophile. You have to pick one. And if these emails weren't bad enough for Trump, as the shutdown ended, Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, had run out of excuses for refusing to see Democrat Adelita Grijalva, who won her special election back in September and promised to be the 218th vote on a petition introduced by Republican Thomas Massie and Democrat Ro Khanna to force the release of the Epstein files by the Department of Justice. No, I knew what you meant by time to get shredding, said Kash Patel, awkwardly trying to hide a skateboard behind his back. ABC News reported that White House and DOJ officials met with Lauren Boebert to try to convince her to remove her name from the Epstein bill in a last-ditch attempt to stop the vote from succeeding. But much like in the security footage of a Denver production of Beetlejuice, Boebert kept a firm hand. Boebert subsequently told reporters she is all in on the Epstein petition, telling the press, I'm a co-sponsor of the bill. I'll force the vote. Yes, like her date at a family-friendly musical, this vote is coming. On Wednesday, Grijalva took the oath of office and soon after signed the petition. And with the bill now certain to head to the House floor, it looked like as many as 100 Republicans would add their names as well, which means Trump has to go to Plan C, loading all the Epstein files onto a speedboat in the Caribbean to blow it up by Hellfire missile. Massie explained his support for releasing the files, even though he's a Republican.
You know, I vote with my party 91% of the time, and which means I have agreed with the president 91% of the time. But when they're protecting pedophiles, when they are blowing our budget, when they are starting wars overseas, I'm sorry, I can't go along with that.
Even if protecting pedophiles makes up less than 9% of the Republican agenda, it still seems like way too much. Like if Subway came out and said their bread was only 9% bird shit, I wouldn't say my cold cut trio was 91% awesome. I would not eat there. All of this has left Trump fuming and floundering in his gilded cage. His bullying isn't working on Republicans anymore. The administration is now saying the Epstein story is a hoax and a distraction from their victory, according to White House spokesperson Caroline Leavitt.
It is not a coincidence that the Democrats leaked these emails to the fake news this morning ahead of Republicans reopening the government. This is another distraction campaign by the Democrat and the liberal media, and it's why I'm being asked questions about Epstein instead of the government reopening because of Republicans and President Trump.
But also, Caroline Leavitt is making the point that the shutdown permanently ruined their proof of how good the economy is.
The Democrats may have permanently damaged the federal statistical system with October CPI and jobs reports likely never being released. And all of that economic data released will be permanently impaired, leaving our policymakers at the Fed flying blind at a critical period.
The shutdown ate their homework. In the midst of a shutdown, Democrats performed so well in the election, it's made Republicans afraid that their gerrymanders might actually cost them House seats. The shutdown successfully focused the entire country on Trump's failure to deliver on his promise to make the necessities of life more affordable, and the end of the shutdown has turned the nation's focus entirely onto the administration's cover-up of the Epstein files, which can only lead us to one conclusion: Chuck Schumer should resign as Senate leader and run for president.
It's love it or leave it.